Hey guys, it's Archuleta. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you 5 poetry publications where you can submit your work. If you have not done so already, please subscribe to this channel, like this video, and leave me a comment down below. Now, if you want to find out 5 poetry publications in which to send your work, then stay tuned. I did a video not too long ago about publications that you could send your poetry to. This is an updated version. I'm including some publications that I didn't before, and we're going to talk about how to submit to them and what they pay. So those poems that you've been working on, that you've been editing and rewriting and tweaking, get them ready because it's time for you to start submitting your work. Now, I guarantee you that probably 85% of all of the publications that you can send your work to want you to submit using Submittable. So that would be the first thing that you need to do is set up an account. All you need to do is go to submittable.com, create a free account, and anytime that you submit your work to a publication and they ask you to submit your work through Submittable, you'll already have it ready to go. Keep in mind that this is just 5 publications. There are so many more out there, and I'll try to do more videos to talk about those, but these are just 5, but they are a good 5. First up is Poetry Magazine. This magazine has been around since 1912, and they are known for publishing some of the most notable poets. The good thing is that they consistently publish poets that are new to the magazine. Prospective writers can submit up to 4 poems or 10 pages total. Because Poetry Magazine is a competitive magazine, it could take up to 8 months for a response, but they pay $10 per line. Next up is Pedestal Magazine. What's great about this magazine is all of the editors are authors of multiple poetry titles themselves. So they really pride themselves on being a by poets, for poets magazine. Pedestal Magazine pays $50 for every accepted poem. You have to check their website to make sure when their submission periods are, because you don't want to submit outside of those guidelines. Once the submission period opens, they advise poets to submit at least 5 poems. Next up is 32 Poems. 32 Poems is printed twice a year in the summer and winter, and they distribute internationally, which is great. 32 Poems accepts unsolicited poems year-round, and their response time is a lot quicker than some other publications. It's usually within a few weeks. If you haven't heard from them in 90 days, they encourage you to send another query letter. Now, they do pay their poets as well, $25 per poem that's accepted. And you have to use Submittable in order to submit up to 5 poems. Next up is the American Poetry Review. They've been around since 1972, and within the 50 years that they've been in existence, they have published the work of over 8,000 poets. They are a bi-monthly magazine, and they pride themselves on printing work from masters as well as new voices. Prospective poets can send up to 5 poems per submission, and they only pay $1 per line. Last but certainly not least is Rattle. Now, Rattle pays $200 per accepted poem, and throughout the year they have other challenges that you can participate in that pay up to $100 per poem. For this magazine, prospective poets can submit up to 4 poems per submission. All of these publications, I'm going to provide the links down below. Make sure that you visit the website to find out when their submission periods are, and don't forget to create your Submittable account so that you can submit your poems this way. Before we go, I just want to offer you just some extra tips on submitting your work. The first thing is to follow the guidelines. Make sure that you follow the guidelines. If they tell you to submit up to 5 poems, submit up to 5 poems. If they ask you for one poem, don't send 3. Just make sure that you read through the guidelines carefully for each publication and follow them to a T. The next tip is to make sure that you keep records of all your submissions. If you're going to be submitting to different publications at different times of the year, maybe you're submitting 1 poem here, 6 to 8 poems there, you need to keep track of everything that you submit and where you submit it to. I suggest that you keep a simple spreadsheet and just make sure that you enter on there where you're submitting, when you submit it, and therefore you can keep track of everything. The last tip is to make sure that when you submit to a publication that they allow you to submit to others as well. Some don't want you to submit your poems to various publications, so make sure that if they say that they don't want published work, that you don't give them work that you've published in other places. And a bonus tip is that if your poem is accepted by one publication and you've submitted it to others, then notify those other publications that that poem has been accepted somewhere else. That's just the right thing to do. So there you have it, you guys. 5 publications that you can submit your poetry to, as well as some bonus tips that I hope will help you when you're submitting. Again, I'm going to leave all this information down below. If you have any questions or comments for me, be sure to leave them down below or send me an email or DM me on social media. Till next time, see you soon.